prisoner was eating halfway when he suddenly rubbed his spoon against his shoe sole. Then he called the guard and said that his spoon tasted weird and wanted to change it. He gave the dirty one to the guard and then took another spoon. The guard was busy talking to the man's companion and didn't know that the man had taken 2 spoons stacked together. Back in his cell, Frank used the small file on his nail clipper to grind some powder from the coin. Then he put the spoon handle and the small file together, sprinkled some powder on it. Then he lit a match and used the high-temperature flame to start welding. As the joint part was burned black, this handy escape weapon was completed. Frank started digging the wall again, and his efficiency was several times faster than before. But he was so absorbed that he didn't hear the patrolling guard coming. At this time, his companion next door was also distracted. Fortunately, a prisoner greeted the guard and his companion heard it. He immediately took out a cup and knocked on the cell door to remind Frank. Hearing the noise, Frank panicked. He could only use a box to block the vent. Then poured all the wall dust into the toilet, hid the tools under the bed, and lay back on the bed. The guard came over and asked Frank if he smelled anything burnt. Frank calmly said no. The guard didn't ask any more questions, thinking that he had escaped a disaster. But Frank suddenly found that the tool had fallen to the ground. He was scared and didn't dare to move, but he still talked to the guard on the surface. Luckily, the guard didn't see it. After a false alarm, Frank picked up the tool and continued digging the wall. After an hour of hard work, the iron net around was almost dug out, but the iron net couldn't be taken down anyway. It turned out that the iron net was welded on 2 iron hooks, and the iron hooks were buried very deep, and they couldn't be taken out in a short time. For this reason, Frank had to stop his work and make other plans. The next day on his way to work, he scattered the wall dust from his pocket. His skilled movements didn't let the guard see any flaws. When he worked, a wooden wedge with a metal piece caught his attention. Frank told his companion that with this metal wooden wedge, it would be much easier to remove the iron net at the vent mouth. But how to take it out? His companion immediately reminded Frank that the metal part on this wooden wedge would trigger the metal detector, and it was impossible to take it out. How could Frank with an outstanding IQ not know this? But he still came up with a bold and effective way.